Good afternoon. It is Tuesday. I'm just gonna say it's Tuesday. I have filmed 2 other things this weekend, and I use InCut on my phone, and it's fine. And then the audio slips out of sync randomly, and I'm like, why is this doing this all of a sudden? Yeah, I don't know why. I'm gonna have to send for help on the app or try a different one, which I don't want to do. So yeah, those videos will eventually be up. Today we are going to game night by the group I used to go to happy hours to last year, and they're having game night. So I'm like, do you have Connect 4? They're like, yes, we'll have Connect 4. I'm like, 'cause I don't know poker. I don't know poker. I don't know spades. I don't know dominoes. I used to play I Declare War as a kid. Uno, I haven't played Uno in like 20 plus years. I doubt they'll have Cards Against Humanity. I know that one. I can win that one, but I doubt they'll have that. So I'm like, do you have Connect 4? Other things that I can play, what have you. But I'm also going because I haven't been to this bar yet. So I just want to try it out. And I'm only getting like fries, what have you, because I'm trying to save money for gas to go on a trip. So I'm just trying to save some gas money. I'm not trying to spend up too much. And plus, Ulta's 21 days of, basically, I'm saying gas. But also, Ulta's 21 days. I have one more thing I want to buy tomorrow. So I'm trying to not spend a lot of money so I can buy that tomorrow. And that's the last thing I'll be buying from this sale. I might actually just buy it from Sephora if they do the half off as well. Ulta has been known to do one extra day and add things that you may have missed. So they may do that as well. Anyway, I digress. Game night, and we're using a new product, and we're using L'Oreal True Match because this expires this summer, and so I want to use it. Plus, it's a chilly, it's kind of a windy day. It's 71. It's going to drop down to 60 something, but it's 71. It's kind of chilly. It's been overcast all day until now. If you see sunlight, it's because the sun decided to come out in the afternoon. Otherwise, it's been overcast all morning. I have my sunscreen on, so it's fine. So eyebrows are done. Let us powder. What do we do? Oh, primer, Smashbox. I did go back and forth about if I was just going to do the foundation off screen and then get to the main event. Yeah, I still like how that blurs. So if I speed through this, I don't have music. That's like that YouTube won't be against. If I find one in cut, sometimes it still is like, this is authorized music, and I'm like, it's in cut. They're kind of saying that it is authorized. So I was gonna use a different foundation, and then I was like, you know what, let me use this so that I can get it, because there's too much left for me to be like, I'm gonna throw this out kind of thing. I'm setting my eyebrows because I didn't earlier. I'm just gonna put Corrector on. I don't have my thing today, so we're just gonna rub on my hand. Okay, let's set that because I was like, so that's a lot. So let's go like this. so you can wipe the rest off. Okay. Concealer, we're even. Fenty. Somebody's messing with the car. I'm like, I don't know who that is. One dude with his motorcycle. Monday? Yeah. And his little friends were looking over his motorcycle, doing motorcycle things. I don't know. I'm like, you ain't got no place to be. I had the day off, so that's why I noticed this. A lot of texture right there I'm seeing. So I'm thinking, what am I using that's causing possibly that? Because I don't think it's a concealer. I think, what am I using? It might be that Glow Recipe, because sometimes in the Glow Recipe I use, sometimes it does weird things to my skin. I have to put ointment on in certain spots, and it's gone by morning. I don't know. So I'm trying to think what else. And I don't use it that often, so it could be randomly from that. I'm trying to think what else was right there. Pull out the edges. Okay, and I'm gonna set everything. And there's a reason why. What's my thing? Okay, so the star of the show is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. So last year sometime the original Groundwork came out. It's neutrals, browns, dark browns, blacks, shades of things like that. I couldn't really figure out how to use it, so I did not buy it. But then this one came out, and it has pinks and mauves and things like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out because I like pinks and mauves now. I know. So I'm like, we're gonna figure this out. If you don't know anything about Danessa Myricks, these are gonna be pomades, the big ones. The little ones are powders. So you can put on the pomade and then set with the powders, or you can do vice versa. It doesn't matter. Basically, it's good. The pomades, people keep saying like clay-like, but it's like a pomade. It's kind of, you gotta use like dense brushes to get into it. So I have all these brushes, which is why I'm like, okay. Specifically why I wanted to do everything. Normally we know I don't do my eyes last. It's very few and in between that I do eyes last. But because of the pomades, I know it's not going to go anywhere other than where I place it. It has Upsolite in it, like her balm powders has Upsolite to absorb oils and such. I've watched a lot of tutorials. Some Caucasian people, some Black people, somebody of my shade to try to figure out what I'm going to do. This is just game night, so it doesn't need to be extreme really, but I still want to, I've been waiting long enough. It's been almost officially a week since I've had this to use this. Needed some place to go to use this because I've had no other game night. It is. So we are going to figure this out. So the dense, I guess, denser brushes work best in this for the pomades versus like stiffer ones versus fluffy ones. So I have both. I have the fluffy ones for powders and the denser ones for everything else. Let's see, it's 4:30. So I pretty much don't have to leave like an hour. Okay, so let's, again, we're figuring this out together. So, and they have names on them, which of course I can't see without my glasses. And I did not write down which ones I was going to use. So we're going to go like this. Okay, let me get at least good. So they do have names on them, if you did not notice. And they also, you can take them out as well. And they have magnets, so they will magnetize into this. So I'm going to go like this because, you know, I can't see. So they say a shader brush works best to place. But am I placing first? I put on my eye primer already. I think if I was going like this, maybe I would need the shader brush, but because I'm not, I'm starting with kind of a transition color, I'm going to go with this one. This is an e.l.f. brush. It's a blending eye, but it's, I don't have a lot of, I have a lot of brushes, but I'm like, I'm not buying specific brushes just for this palette, so e.l.f. it is. So let's see what color I want to go in. Let's go with this one right here, and that is Dreamy. This is also going to help when I put in the description. I'm going to start with Dreamy. So let's go like that. Let's see what's on there. Okay, so let's, and you have to build up, and they say pat instead of swiping. To place. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, this isn't as bad. And you can use your fingers as well, but we're gonna start out because I have to look up again how to sanitize this palette, I guess, if you're a makeup artist, and then just versus, because you could use it on your, it's all over face palette, so you can use it on your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips. So that's why I'm only concerned, and I'm trying, that's why I start with the eyes first. And so now I'm gonna try to blend a little. So I'm trying to use this as, thank you, the Treasure Shrimp color. Okay. It look a little crazy, it does. So we're gonna blend that out as best as possible. And we might use, so Ulta has these, I'm sure other stores, but with a little pointy end and a flat end. So we're gonna try to use that as well to try to blend this out more. Let's try not to use my fingers. There we go. Blend down. Then what did I, okay. And I also have my thing, I was gonna use this as well to go in between the clean if I need to. That might have been a too light color to start with. That's why I'm trying to blend it to make it look less crazy. Like, in the camera it looks crazy, it looks less crazy in real life. But there we go. Sometimes fingers are best. So there we go for that. And then I'm gonna wipe that off. And I'm gonna go into the powder. I'm still in Dreamy. This. I have fluffy ones. I'm gonna go in with the fluffy one. For the powder, just set it. So yes, it looks much softer now. And crazy, less crazy than it did before. Because the top row, you think, okay, it's just for lighter skin tones. But you can make a lot of things work. Okay, and then let's go in with, the darker one. Let's see here. Which one is that? Adorn is a popular one. Let's go with Lovesick though. I'm gonna go with Lovesick. So that's this one. And with that, I am going to use, say, a shader brush. This is a smudge brush. Yeah, by e.l.f. So I'm gonna go to pomade again. So now I'm gonna put that all over the lid. Oh, okay. Yeah. And they said you shouldn't swipe, you should just place. And as you see, that's not what I was doing. But it seems to be working, so I don't know. Let me flip this mirror to see if that's gonna do any better for me. Other than give me a headache. Yeah, it's just gonna give me a headache. But I can see better at the moment. I'm gonna flip the other way because the magnifying is killing my eye. Okay, yeah. I like that. So let's do the other eye. Again, it's supposed to just place, but instead of swiping seems to be working. Still this weird little crack right there. Do you see it? It's See right there? I did that. I'm like, it's interesting. Yeah, like, I don't know if that means I gotta get another one. So yeah, we're just concentrating all over the lid. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, I'm still just saying to go since I have hooded eyes. So I'm gonna try to go a little higher. Yeah, so like it wasn't out in the heat or anything. It's been sitting on my dining room table or on my desk, so. Because it was on my dining room table until my last class, and then my last class I moved it to my desk, and then after my last class I put it back on the table. But my dining room table doesn't get direct sunlight, so it should have been fine. Okay. So, okay, I like it. Yep. Let's see. And there's nothing on that. So I'm just gonna blur the edges. It's a blending brush that I was using before. So I think you can use this for simple looks and a little more complicated looks. Right now I'm just blending the edges. So it's like you ain't gotta use every shade that's in here. Especially since the lighter shades you wouldn't expect more melanated unless you're like doing a cut crease, which I'm not doing today. Let's say that like, Okay, so now that I did that, I'm going to fluffy brush again, and I'm going to use the, we're still using Love Stick. I'm gonna use the powder. Just pat. And you don't have to set these either, but I am, as you see. Because I have oily lids, and they say because of the Epsilite, you shouldn't have to use a primer, but someone also said if you have oily lids and you normally put on eye primer, put on eye primer. And so yeah, that's why I put on eye primer. Because I know my lids are oily. Like anything that says it's waterproof, budge proof, smudge proof, eye type product, my eyes will smudge it. It's gonna go somewhere. It's not waterproof or whatever if I don't put a primer on, except for waterproof mascara, a good quality one like the one I use. Okay. I might just stop right there because that's a good look. Yeah. Yeah, because you kind of have the little transition right there. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let me just kind of wing it out right here. And let me get my smudge brush. Go into here again. So I might not need all these brushes I have. And you can put in your waterline supposedly as well. I am not going to do that, but you can do that as well. So I'm just going under right there. And then go back into the powder of Love Stick. To set that, let me wipe some of that off. Okay. I'm trying to keep the brushes I'm actually have used on one side versus because some of the blacker ones you can't see if you used it or not until you go in, of course. I'm going to do a liner. I'm going to use XO. Am I going to use XO, or I was going to use that for something else? No, we're going to use Evermore as a liner. So let's see. Now that one, I'm going to have to flip this. So I'm going to go into pomade first. Yeah, they're much softer than I thought they'd be. You see how this line, I don't know if you could see that. Just by me putting a brush in it. Because people made it seem like you have to dig into it. And I'm like, that doesn't look like I have to dig that much. And I'm just going to start right there. I don't know if you can see that. I can see that. Yeah, like I said, it's softer. Well, it's easier to use than people made it out to be. I'm like, the other one is like this. And perhaps I can, because I like neutrals too. I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, let's do the other side. Because we know that's where liners will be like, oh, mom's done, and then I'm gonna line it forever. Okay. Still a lot on there too. I just wiped it off and I'm like, because I want to get the powder to set it, and I was like, because I know one of the girls I usually go to these happy hours with, she's going to be there. I don't know, one of the guys that I used to see there, I wonder if he's going to be there. I've seen him in a while, because he wasn't at the holiday party, the family tragedy that happened. So I haven't seen him. We're good to see him in person, because I've checked him out. I've messaged him and said, how you doing, whatever. So, I watch my Instagram to see what he's up to, whatever, and I did that before the death in the family. So sometimes you just want to see somebody in person to know they're okay for sure. I'll give them a good hug, Okay, so that is that. And I'm not done with this, but for eyes, I am done with the liner and stuff like that. So I'm going to put the mascara on. So remember when I opened this, because they did have a sale on this, and I could have got the half off. So I'm like, and I didn't get it. So I'm like, should I have? Okay, so with this palette, you can also use it as a cheek palette. So that's why I set everything first. Otherwise, you'd be like, Andrea, you ain't got no blush on. We know you love your blush. So I'm using my liquid blush brush. I already wiped this off, so this isn't going anywhere. It's not transferring. So even though it looks like it, you're like, it's not a clean brush. It's it's not going anywhere. Which one? We're going to use Adorn. So right here looks, and also this is one of the few blush brushes that can fit into this. So we're going to try to go like that to see what that does. If it does anything. Is it doing anything? Okay. I'm going to take up the powder of Adorn. And I just almost dropped twice. But so. Okay, I see it. It's very light. But I see it though. That's one thing about it's hard to get brushes in here. I've heard that. And I'm seeing that now. But so I might just use Prima Donna. Danessa's Prima Donna Bomb Powder Flushed. But no, I'm seeing it. You see it. It's light, but it's there. Okay. Put it back in. And then we'll use the powder to set. Because the powder is supposed to intensify it. So we'll see if that works. See, this is what my brush looks like now versus what y'all just saw. Let me just pat that down. So it's very subtle, but I see it. So we'll put that back in here. I'll probably try one of the darker ones, darker shades. But I really wanted to try Adorn, so that's why. That's Adorn. But to me, it still looks good. It's very in a spring-like. So it's not overboard. Like I said, game night. Because I was thinking what I was going to use for Easter, but I was going to use my Natasha Denona for Easter. But maybe if I get the hang of this, I'll use this as well. Or in place of. We'll see. Okay. So that is that for that. So I am also using it for lips. I don't know if I just saw that camera move. So I don't know what kind of brush it's you know, B5 small, whatever. You'd have to look it up to see. I use it as a lip brush. It could be a concealer brush, but I use it as a lip brush. So I'm gonna go in XO. Let me do this so you can see. This is that one, the darkest one. Because it looks like it's black, it's not. So I'm gonna go in there. So I was gonna use a regular liner, but then I decided to just use the palette. I'm not good with overlining, so that's why I just stay on my line.
Especially with this brush.
So you know that song from Coyote Ugly that Leanne Rimes did, something about the moonlight or whatever. That song is stuck in my head right now. It was on the radio the other day. Off and on since it's been stuck in my head, and it's in my head right now. If you haven't seen Coyote Ugly, which is a 90s kind of cult classic because it's not a great movie, but you remember it. So it's stuck in my head. That the theme song or the song at the end, it's stuck in my head. Okay, with this, you don't have to set. What if we did that? I'm gonna go like this. Because you're setting with a powder, but it's like it's your lips. You're gonna eat, and this should last with most of Danessa products. It'll last. Okay, so I'm gonna put that over there. And then for the center of my lips, I am going to, I'm not going to use my finger. Let's attempt with this instead. Yeah, this is much softer than people are making out to be. Let me wipe. I don't remember what I did with that finger. And that's why I wiped it off and why I had to wipe you. Try that finger. Yeah. Should have Teach Me Tuesday today. I didn't watch it. I forgot it was Tuesday since I had yesterday off. And I say definitely use a gloss if you use these on your lips because it is drying. And I'm feeling that. And I had gloss on, but right now it's like I didn't have like lip balm to prep and it doesn't feel like I have any on at all. So I should have went extra. Okay. So that is it with this palette. Let me wipe my finger off again. I think more came off on my finger when I wiped it versus what came off on my lips. This is Bare Period in Edo or number 3. Some of the girls are going hiking on Saturday. It's a harder hike. So, since that sounds a harder hike, I'm not going. They know I don't do the harder hikes. I'll attempt the moderate hikes. But they know the ones that say hard, I'm not doing because that's not happening. We're doing La Grande Dame, local Phoenix business, woman-owned business. And I'm just putting it here. And that's it. So with that, this was the Danessa palette, and this is my final look using the Danessa palette. Groundwork Blooming Romance. So everyone, have a good night.